So when you go to court, and when I went to court, I was suing for money and damages. I didn't have to prove I was the owner of the Matrix and Terminator. All I had to do was put in 96 pieces of evidence to claim the money. They adapted my Third Eye Matrix and Terminator book, and with the script with the same name, into these movies and films that you guys are enjoying.
What the Matrix represents for some people, because you mentioned it, and we're going to definitely open that whole conversation up, is like the idea of wokeness, being woke. And it does seem that there is a wokeness about yourself. The Third Eye was the book that was at the heart of this conversation. It was something that you wrote that is now seen as something that was taken from the Terminator, and the Matrix took something out of that particular book. What happened?
That's not correct what you're saying. Let me correct you so people won't be mimicking rumors, because a lot of people are just reading stuff off of the internet. But if you really want to know the facts about me, you need to go to the archives and read the real media archives, what they've written about me, because they have to put the truth in these this media documents and stuff. It documents facts. The courts documents facts. They did not take my copyrighted book or my copyrighted script. What they did was a licensing deal without paying for it. They adapted my Third Eye Matrix and Terminator book, and with the script with the same name, into these movies and films that you guys are enjoying. And when they could not duplicate or get any more, what I would say, eclipse, because only the creator can eclipse the work and carry on. If Picasso was here now, you would be getting more Picassos. But all anybody can do now is mimic and copy off of Picasso's work, but they can't eclipse it because they're not the creator of the work. I was looking for George Lucas at the time. While I was at USC, I skipped high school. I'm a prodigy. Prodigies, we crack codes. We're polymaths. Geniuses are one aspect of knowledge, but the prodigies are like 12-year-old girl. She's got a college degree, and she go work for NASA, but she's 12 years old. So we prodigies, we don't need school. I was reading and writing prolifically at 3 years old, or with a fully conscious. In fact, I scared my grandmother. She had made something for me to eat because there was a very bad electrical storm and the lights had blackened out. Everybody was in a blackout, and she was worried about me eating. And so she fixed something. And now I'm like 3 or 4 years old, not in school yet. And I walk up to her, because I remember it if it was yesterday. And I said, "What did you feed me?" And she said, "What?" I said, "What did you feed me? Because I've never tasted that taste before." And she said, "That's impossible for you to even ask me that." I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "You were only a baby. You were just this little baby on the bed." But I didn't even know that, because I didn't even feel that I even had a body. I saw the storms. I can see it now, like remote reviewing. She was pacing and all nervous and scared, but I didn't have any idea that I was just a baby, not even walking, just a baby laying there. Do you see how fully conscious I am, and not knowing I even had a body? So it's always been that way with my knowledge. And I think it comes from my Cherokee side, because my grandmother was a shaman and I'm a shaman. So the knowledge that I'm giving in the Matrix and Terminator, no one had ever experienced that knowledge before. It's 100 years ahead. A Terminator, artificial intelligence, looking like us, wrapped in flesh, killed but cannot be killed. Before I brought in this concept that changed the whole paradigm of the world, everybody was doing H.G. Wells, and H.G. Wells, science fiction writer, also a prodigy. He had the old metal clankety clank, these metal robots that you saw in Star Wars, Star Trek, Lost in Space. They were all still creating all these metal robots. I saw Star Wars when I was a little kid in Harlem at the Apollo Theater, because we used to go to the Apollo every weekend to see all the great acts and stuff. The Sutton brothers owned it at that time. And so they made money during the day and the night. In the daytime, it was like a movie theater. And this is 1977. A little kid, I see Star Wars. And I interpreted Star Wars as a biblical movie or franchise. Called Star Wars, look at Star Wars, the wars in heaven. And look, Darth Vader, the devil, how he fell from the light side to the dark side. George Lucas was talking about these concepts. Then what I saw for my science fiction franchise was the second coming of the Christ, the evolutions of consciousness, man versus the machine. But past, present, and future time travel. No one had ever introduced that in a movie the way I introduced it. Where in the future, the machines are fighting the rebels. They hear the oracle's prophecy that a baby is going to be born that's going to take them out, destroy them. And they're trying to enslave mankind because now the AI have elevated consciously. They're like us, but they're ruthless. But also Kyle Reese, one of the rebels, hear the same oracle's prophecy. He's going to time travel to save Sarah Connor because they know Sarah Connor is destined to have the baby JC, Jesus Christ, John Connor, who grows up to be Neo, one and the same in the Matrix. Neo is an anagram for the one. John the Revelator was the only one to call Jesus the one. Neoone. This is why when you see the references to Neo, when the rebels come up and say, "You're my personal savior," in all the biblical references in the movies, Terminator and Matrix, Terminator End Time Revelations, because that's where the prophecy is that the Christ conscious would come back again, born of a woman. Not the first coming, but the second coming in the future. This is why it impacts the whole world. Because here's the story again, but from Revelations. All I'm here is just to educate you on Matrix and Terminator. This is why you will never see James Cameron, Gail Ann Hurd, Andy and Larry Wachowski's, none of them doing any interviews, because it will be a deposition used against them to prosecute them. And they can't answer the questions.
I was about to say, I don't think they could break it down like this. I don't think they could break it down like this.
They don't even know what the work is. They didn't even know what the word matrix was. They tried to copyright and trademark the word matrix, the word matrix. Now, I got a trademark on The Matrix. The movie is called The Matrix. It's called The Terminator. I got copyrights, trademarks on that terminology. But they thought that the word matrix was phenomenal, and they thought that they could copyright and trademark. It's a generic. The word matrix and cola. Let me give you an example. The word cola or matrix, generics, you can't trademark or copyright. Right. They don't belong to anyone. They belong to everyone, because you might want to do Coca-Cola. You might want to do Pepsi Cola, Shasta Cola. Do you understand what I'm talking about? RC Cola. That's different people with different formulas. But the word cola, somebody else, you might want to come out with John Cola. You see what I'm talking about? But people who still don't understand any of that. They don't understand what it is, a generic, meaning that no one can own a generic. They never read the Bible. They had never read the Bible. They didn't know the word the matrix was a 7,000-year Latin word, 7,000-year-old Latin word for the woman's womb, and that it was mentioned 5 times in the Bible, 3 times in Exodus, 2 times in Numbers. Exodus 34th chapter, 19th verse, God says, "He who opens the matrix, open up this womb, or his," including the female animals, because all the female animals birth. The cows birth the baby cows. Do you see the goats, the babies? All of the female animals do the same process as the female living beings upon the earth. Females, not males.
Now, you know, as you just laid that up and pretty much have been doing that for the last 10 minutes or so, about showing that, yo, I'm the real deal when it comes to this matrix. Like, those other folks, ultimately took your work or used it.
Did not take my work. They stole the money. When you go to court, no, listen, I got to clear this up because this is rumors all over the internet and people need to be cleared of these rumors. No one can steal your car because the title is in your name. They can't steal your house. The title is in your name. They can't steal the TV because you have the receipt. Now, they can take these items and make money off of them. They can take your house and have a house party and make $1 million. They can take, your car and make some money off of it. Now, when you go to court, we're going to court not for ownership because you have to put your ownership in there to take possession of the money that's owed you. We're going in for damages. Damages, that's money. That's why anybody sue. We're not suing for owning, we're suing for money. So when you go to court, and when I went to court, I was suing for money and damages. I didn't have to prove I was the owner of the Matrix and Terminator. All I had to do was put in 96 pieces of evidence to claim the money, showing that the copyrights and the derivative movies are all mine. The FBI documentation who investigated and found out what they had done. It's when you impose on somebody's copyrights or trademark, it's counterfeiting. A lot of people don't know that. I'm here to teach law and make you prolific in law and make you understand. Forget about these rumors. I said you can't make any money on the internet with rumors. The internet is a distribution platform created for you to make money like you're doing. It's created for you to make money, not the gossip. You're not going to make any money gossiping. You're just a troll. Nobody's going to sue a troll on the internet because they don't have any money. It's a waste of time. So they can say anything they want. Like Tupac says, love me or hate me, you're still going to buy me because I'm the truth.
Come on now.
Well, it's real, very real.
What was the moment though?
Tupac knew what he was talking about.
What was the moment though that you was like, hold up, is that my work? Like
when you watch I did not go to the Terminator movies. Terminator came out October the 26th, 1984. My copyrights are May of 81, 83, and February the 6th, 84. So you see my book, published book, and copyrighted scripts, all of that was already out and people was reading it, just like Lords of the Ring book, Lords of the Ring movie, the Maze book, the Maze movie, the Gravity book, the Gravity movie. See, all these great movies and franchises come from somebody's hard work. The late J.R. Tolkien's Lords of the Ring, The Hobbit. The Hollywood go and make deals. And I don't even understand how people can even give Hollywood any credit of doing anything, because when the writers go on strike, Hollywood don't have anything.
All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this teaser. You can watch the full interview right now at hypersclub.com, along with more behind the scenes and additional content.